Hi students, welcome to Pharma Syndrome YouTube channel. In before lecture, we already discussed the acetyl and biosynthesis, and today we are going to discussing biosynthesis of the catecholamines. Biosynthesis of the catecholamines. Nothing but simply, the catecholamines are examples like adrenaline, noradrenaline, dopamine. These like drugs are there. Nothing but they are endogenous neurotransmitters present in the body itself. Next, so catecholamines. So catecholamines nothing but they are commonly containing catechol group. They are commonly containing the catechol group. Here, the biosynthesis of catecholamines starts with the L-tyrosine. L means LEVO form of tyrosine. So tyrosine is not containing the catechol group. Catechol group means this one is the catechol group. Benzene group containing two OH groups, that is catechol, and they commonly contain a amine group, include adrenaline, noradrenaline, dopamine. All these commonly contains amines. That's why these are called monoamines, and combinedly they are called as catecholamines. They are having commonly amine functional group and also with catechol functional group. And here L-tyrosine. So L-tyrosine in presence of enzyme tyrosine hydroxylase, in presence of enzyme tyrosine hydroxylase, and with help of cofactor tetrahydrobiopterin, it is converted into the L-dopa. It is converting into the L-dopa. If you observe what is happening here, conversion of L-tyrosine to the L-dopa. Here there is a enzyme hydroxylase. So here hydroxylase means the enzyme is adding hydroxyl group. So here enzyme is ACE. Commonly we study enzymes as a ACE, ASE. And here the enzyme work is addition of OH groups. So that's why addition of OH group to the tyrosine, and here there is a new OH group. So that's simply the tyrosine hydroxylase enzyme doing here addition of an enzyme hydroxylase. So that's why here an extra hydroxy group is there, and it is called as L-dopa. So dihydroxyphenylalanine. So it is a L-tyrosine, and this is a L-dopa, that is dihydroxyphenylalanine. So again this L-dopa, that is L-dihydroxyphenylalanine, is converted into the dopamine. L-dopa is converting into the dopamine. How? There is an enzyme involvement is dopa decarboxylase. So here enzyme is decarboxylase. So simply it is removing carboxyl group. On which one? L-dopa. That's why the enzyme name is dopa decarboxylase. Dopa decarboxylase is the enzyme removing a carboxyl group from the L-dopa and giving dopamine. If you observe, here there is a COH group, but here there is a no COH group. So if you studied because in acetylcholine synthesis there is only acetylcholine, so no need of comparing of other structures. But here the biosynthesis of catecholamines, here you can see the structure of adrenaline, noradrenaline, dopamine. So L-dopa conversion to dopamine with help of dopa decarboxylase enzyme, and the cofactor is pyridoxal phosphate. Cofactor is a pyridoxal phosphate. So what is happening here? Catechol common, but here there is a removal of COH group, and the enzyme is dopa decarboxylase. Removal of carboxyl group from the L-dopa and gives the dopamine. And after this dopamine, again it will convert into the norepinephrine. So how dopamine is converting into norepinephrine? Here the dopamine beta hydroxylase enzyme responsible for conversion of dopamine to norepinephrine. So if you observe clearly the structure of dopamine norepinephrine, here there is a no OH group. Here simply CH2 NH2 group. But if you observe here, along with that group there is addition of OH group. So what is involved here? Enzyme involved here, dopamine beta hydroxylase. So this is a functional group, and after functional group the carbon is alpha carbon, and next one is beta carbon. So at the beta position carbon there is addition of OH group. That's why what is doing here, addition of OH group to where addition of addition of OH group to the dopamine at which position? Beta position. So amine is functional group. After that, alpha carbon. After that, beta carbon. So to this beta carbon, OH group is adding. That's why the enzyme is named as dopamine beta hydroxylase, and the cofactor here is ascorbate. Cofactor is here ascorbate. So conversion of dopamine to norepinephrine with help of an enzyme dopamine beta hydroxylase enzyme. If you observe clearly, the dopamine and norepinephrine difference is here dopamine it is not having any OH group, but if you observe there is a addition of OH group. Next, conversion of norepinephrine. Conversion of norepinephrine to epinephrine. Conversion of norepinephrine to the epinephrine. If you clearly observe here amine group CH2 CH, here OH is attached. And if you observe here, there is addition of extra methyl group, extra carbon is added here. So the difference between is here compared to norepinephrine, in the epinephrine, there is extra methyl group is added, extra carbon is added. How it is adding? The enzyme here is, what is the enzyme name here? Phenyl ethanolamine N-methyl transferase. And the cofactor is S-adenosyl methionine, which is also called as SAM, SAM. S-adenosyl methionine is cofactor for conversion of norepinephrine to epinephrine. And the enzyme involved here is phenyl ethanolamine N-methyl transferase. So this is generally phenyl, and this is the ethanolamine. Phenyl ethanolamine N. So here where methyl group is transferring to the N group. So to N group methyl group is transferring. That's why phenyl ethanolamine N methyl transferase is the enzyme, and cofactor SAM, S-adenosyl methionine, responsible for conversion of norepinephrine to the epinephrine. So this is the biosynthesis of catecholamine simply. So the precursor is from L-tyrosine to L-dopa, dopamine, and dopamine to norepinephrine and epinephrine. So this is based on structures. So for our understanding purpose, I took a small image based on the structures and I am explaining to you. And next, we will study with help of a presynaptic neuron. So for your understanding purpose, just with I placed some enzymes. So what is the enzyme responsible for L-tyrosine to dopa, and what are the cofactors like that? Just a second. And next, like acetylcholine biosynthesis, we will see the biosynthesis of catecholamines by using presynaptic neuron. So you already know presynaptic neuron. So mostly neurotransmitter synthesis takes place in the presynaptic neuron. Okay. So after neurotransmitter synthesis, what will happen? After neurotransmitter synthesis, there will be a storage. There will be a storage. After storage, the release of the neurotransmitter. After release, the neurotransmitter will interact with the receptors and shows the pharmacological action. After completion of pharmacological action, it should be terminated. Means it should be degraded. Okay, we will see here. So what I'm trying to explain here. Let's see. Just a second. Okay. So here already we saw the synthesis. So here the precursor is tyrosine. From the tyrosine, the enzyme involved is tyrosine hydroxylase enzyme. And from the tyrosine to L-dopa, conversion with help of the enzyme, tyrosine hydroxylase enzyme. So here, the rate limiting step. For example, in the cholesterol synthesis, the rate limiting enzyme is HMG-CoA, hydroxymethyl coenzyme A. Like here also, tyrosine hydroxylase enzyme is a rate-limiting enzyme in the catecholamine synthesis. If this enzyme was inhibited at the step of starting, the catecholamine synthesis will be blocked. The catecholamine synthesis will be blocked. So that's why the step is the conversion of tyrosine to L-dopa with help of tyrosine hydroxylase enzyme is called as rate-limiting step of the catecholamine biosynthesis. So again, after L-dopa, there is a conversion to the dopamine with help of enzyme dopa decarboxylase. So this thing already we saw in the above picture. And after dopamine, the dopamine is After synthesis, dopamine is stored in the synaptic vesicles. Why? If dopamine is free, it will easily metabolized. It will be degraded. That's why the dopamine, with help of a transport mechanism, it will reaches the synaptic vesicles. It reaches the synaptic vesicles, and in the synaptic vesicles, the dopamine converts to the noradrenaline. How? With help of dopa beta hydroxylase enzyme. You observe the above picture, you can get the clarity. So conversion of dopamine to noradrenaline takes place in the synaptic vesicles. Why? The availability of dopamine beta hydroxylase in the synaptic vesicles. That's why the conversion of dopamine to noradrenaline takes place in the synaptic vesicles. So in the synaptic vesicles, there is a conversion of dopamine to the noradrenaline. So once the noradrenaline converted, so there should be again, there is a generation of action potential on the presynaptic neuron, and because of generation of action potential, there is a depolarization. Depolarization means influx of sodium. Depolarization means influx of sodium. So influx of sodium into the presynaptic neuronal membrane, and when sodium channels are activated, there is a influx of sodium into the presynaptic neuron. Why sodium channels are activated? Here depolarization is happening. Depolarization is because of influx of sodium into the presynaptic neuron. When sodium channels are activated, that sodium channels indirectly activates the calcium ion channels and increase the influx of calcium into the presynaptic neuron. So here calcium influx is increases. When calcium influx is increases, what will happen? This calcium disturbs the synaptic vesicles and release the neurotransmitter and this released neurotransmitter will interact with the receptors. So regarding sympathetic nervous system, there is a alpha receptors as well as beta receptors. So based on the demand, the noradrenaline will bind to alpha receptors, or the noradrenaline will bind to the beta receptors. That is based on the body demand and body condition, body requirement. So here we know in the sympathetic nervous system, adrenaline is the major part. So here the conversion of noradrenaline to adrenaline, conversion of noradrenaline to adrenaline takes place in the adrenal gland. Okay, I hope you know this point, most of you people. So the conversion of noradrenaline to adrenaline takes place in the adrenal gland. Why? Because the enzyme phenylethanolamine transferase, N-methyl transferase, the enzyme is available in adrenal gland. That's why after synthesis, noradrenaline reaches the adrenal gland. In that adrenal gland, noradrenaline is converts into the adrenaline with help of phenylethanolamine N-methyl transferase enzyme. So then adrenaline released from the gland, that is adrenal gland. That's why the gland is named as adrenal gland. And that's why adrenaline is known as neurotransmitter as well as hormone. Why? Because adrenaline is releasing from the adrenal gland. After releasing by passing through the neurons, it's showing action. That's why due to passing through the neurons called as neurotransmitter and releasing from the gland, it is called as hormone. Adrenaline is only called as neurotransmitter as well as hormone. So this is simply a biosynthesis of the catecholamines. Biosynthesis of the catecholamines. Next, the important thing is here we have to look out what are the different targets, what are the different drugs targeting the catecholamine biosynthesis. Catecholamine biosynthesis. We will see here. So first here, the tyrosine, from where tyrosine is available, phenylalanine converts to the tyrosine in liver. Phenylalanine converts into tyrosine. That tyrosine is the precursor for catecholamine biosynthesis, nothing but catecholamine biosynthesis. So here, I already told you, this is a rate limiting step. Conversion of tyrosine to L-DOPA is the rate limiting step, and the tyrosine hydroxylase enzyme is the rate limiting enzyme. And here, metirosine, chemically called as alpha methyl paratyrosine. Metirosine, chemically called as alpha methyl paratyrosine, inhibiting the enzyme, rate limiting enzyme tyrosine hydroxylase, and prevents the conversion of tyrosine to L-DOPA. So the rate limiting step of catecholamine biosynthesis is inhibited. So then no catecholamine biosynthesis. Next, another target is inhibition of dopa decarboxylase enzyme. The drugs like carbidopa benzerazide are used in the Parkinsonism disease. And here, this carbidopa benzerazide inhibit the dopa decarboxylase and prevents the conversion of L-DOPA to dopamine. And next, this is the important drug reserpine. If you go through the acetylcholine biosynthesis, there is a vesamicol which inhibits vesicular storage of acetylcholine. Means prevents the synthesis of acetylcholine stored in the synaptic vesicles. Like here, reserpine also. Reserpine is generally natural alkaline from the Rauwolfia serpentina. The reserpine is having negative effect on the catecholamine biosynthesis. How it, just a minute. How means the reserpine preventing the entry of dopamine into the synaptic vesicles. So I already told you, after synthesis, dopamine have to stored in the synaptic vesicles. For what purpose? Storage purpose. But here, what reserpine is doing? Reserpine preventing vesicular uptake of dopamine into the synaptic vesicle. So it is preventing vesicular uptake or vesicular storage of dopamine into the synaptic vesicles. If dopamine is not entering into the synaptic vesicles, it is freely available and it is easily degradable by the enzymes like monoamino oxidase enzyme, catechol O-methyl transferase enzyme. So if dopamine is degrades, the dopamine is not entering into the synaptic vesicle, then no synthesis of, then no conversion of dopamine to noradrenaline, then no noradrenaline is enter into the adrenal gland, then no synthesis of the adrenaline. So reserpine simply it preventing the vesicular reuptake, vesicular storage of dopamine in the synaptic vesicles. And next one is disulfiram. Next one is disulfiram. I hope you know disulfiram is a antidote for alcohol addiction. Disulfiram is a antidote for the alcohol addiction. But what is the effect of disulfiram on the catecholamine biosynthesis? Especially disulfiram prevent conversion of dopamine to noradrenaline. So disulfiram, here what is the effect of disulfiram? It is inhibiting conversion of dopamine to noradrenaline. Then no production of noradrenaline and ultimately there is a increased dopamine levels. So simply disulfiram preventing conversion of dopamine to noradrenaline by preventing enzyme. So then there is a chance of increasing dopamine levels in the brain if it is take place in the brain. Next, what is another drug like guanethidine beryllium? So guanethidine beryllium generally they contain guanidine groups. Guanidine group is present in the amino acid arginine. So here guanethidine beryllium are the drugs. They are preventing release of noradrenaline from presynaptic neuron to postsynaptic neuron. If you observe like botulinum toxin in the acetylcholine biosynthesis, here guanethidine beryllium tosylate, generally it is called as beryllium tosylate. They are preventing release of noradrenaline from presynaptic to postsynaptic receptor. If it is not released means it will not interact with the receptor and it will not shows the action. So it is presynaptic neuron and here is the postsynapse. Always postsynapse is a target. Okay, nothing but target contain receptors. Okay, so this is the drug targets. Like acetylcholine metabolism, there is a acetylcholine esterase enzyme is there. For here, for the metabolism, for the catabolism of the catecholamines, the enzymes like COMT, catechol O-methyl transferase, MOA, monoamino oxidase. So monoamino oxidase. So these two are the enzymes responsible for the metabolic degradation of the catecholamines. And again, here there is a drugs are there, cocaine as well as tricyclic antidepressants. Cocaine as well as TCM means tricyclic antidepressants used in pharmacotherapy of depression. So what they are doing, they preventing the reuptake of noradrenaline into the presynapse. For example, noradrenaline released, its action completed. After completion of action, you have to store it. For example, after completion of college, what you will do? You will go out of the college, mostly home. So like here also, once noradrenaline action completed, it have to be terminates its action. The termination of action by enzymes by metabolic degradation or by using reuptake mechanism. So generally this reuptake can be inhibited by the cocaine as well as TCA, tricyclic candidate. What is its reuptake? Once its action completed, again it's have to go back and stored. It is a simple logic. So your action completed, please go back. That is reuptake mechanism. But the drugs like cocaine, which is a generally used as local anesthetic and CNS stimulant, and a TCA, tricyclic antidepressants, they inhibiting the reuptake. Okay, so this reuptake mechanism is useful in the antidepressant, nothing but antidepressant pharmacotherapy. And so here the termination of action is by one mechanism is reuptake, one mechanism is metabolic degradation, and another mechanism is here it is not mentioned autoreceptors. The autoreceptors regarding sympathetic system catecholamines is alpha 2. In the acetylcholine synthesis, I told regarding the M2 receptors are autoreceptors. Here the autoreceptors are alpha 2 receptors. When this noradrenaline action is sufficient, when one second, when so when this noradrenaline, just a minute, there is a small inconvenience. Okay, let's we go through. Okay, so here there is involvement of autoreceptors. So autoreceptors are nothing but they are presynaptic receptors. They are present on the presynaptic neuron membrane. So when this noradrenaline action is sufficient, it have to terminated by metabolic degradation or by using reuptake mechanism. And another thing is using autoreceptors. Autoreceptors like negative feedback mechanism. When this noradrenaline action is sufficient, it's okay. Then it have to terminate means this receptors present on the presynaptic neuron will be activated, and due to signal from this presynaptic neuron, there is a negative feedback mechanism and no release of noradrenaline from presynapse to postsynapse. So by these three mechanism, metabolic degradation, reuptake mechanism, or autoreceptor mechanism, the neurotransmitter action will be terminated. Here regarding catecholamine synthesis. So this is the neurohumoral transmission in the sympathetic nervous system. How the catecholamine biosynthesis is occurring, what are the enzymes are involving, and what are the different drugs targeting the catecholamine biosynthesis. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Keep following Pharma Syndrome YouTube channel. I hope you are enjoying, and all the best for your future prospects.